All right, guys, let's talk about triangles. All right, there's two ways to classify triangles. You can do it by angles, you can do it by sides. If you do it by angles, you have three acute angles, which gives you an acute triangle. You have an obtuse, the inside of a triangle adds up to 180. So if one of them is more than 90, then you have one obtuse angle, which gives you an obtuse triangle. All right, and then if you have one that is 90, you have a right triangle. Okay, and if you do it by sides, if all three sides are equal, that means it's equilateral. 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 And then if you have two congruent sides, it's called isosceles. Right? And then if you have no congruent sides, it's called a scalene. Scalene triangle. Okay, now you can use points from a coordinate plane and figure out what kind of triangle it is using distance formula, which we've talked about in lesson 2. Okay, so here we need to find JK, we need to find KL, and we need to find JL. All right, this gives us the side lengths of each side. If all three are the same, it's equilateral triangle. If two are the same, it's isosceles, and none are the same, it's scalene. All right, so here we have -9 minus -7 squared plus 1 minus -7 squared. And if we use our calculator to crunch those numbers, that's going to give us the square root of 68. And there's no reason necessarily to go further than that to get decimals or anything, unless the person asks for it. All right, we're just trying to figure out how many are the same. And we can do that just by the simple square root. So we got our first one is square root of 68. The second one we have, let's see, -1 minus -9 squared plus -1 minus 1 squared. Again, if we use our calculator, we'll get square root of 68. All right, so two sides are the same so far, so it's at least an isosceles. Let's see if we find a third one that's the same. All right, so let's see, we got -1 minus -7 squared, -1 minus -7 squared. If we do that one, we get the square root of 72. All right, so two sides are the same, which means this triangle is an isosceles triangle. All right, number 2, again, we're looking for JK, we're looking for KL, and we're looking for JL. All right, so we have 2 minus -3 squared plus 6 minus 2 squared. And if we use our calculator, we get square root of 41. All right, KL. So that's going to be 8 minus 2 squared plus, we got -1 minus 6 squared equals, square root. We use a calculator, that's going to give us the square root of 85. All right, so at this point, we don't have any sides the same. Let's see what our third side says. All right, so that's going to be 8 minus -3 squared plus -1 minus 2 squared. Our calculator says that's going to be the square root of 130. So all three sides are different, which means this is a scalene triangle. All right, as I mentioned earlier, the inside of a triangle adds up to 180. All right, then you also have this thing called the exterior angle. So this single angle out here is the sum of the two angles on the inside. So that could be really helpful. So knowing that, let's work some problems. All right, so for number 1, again, the inside of a triangle adds up to 180. So we have this angle is the sum of these two. So that's going to simply be 84 minus 43, which should be 41. We know that. And then 180 minus 84 is going to be 76. So know that. Okay, so angle 1 is going to be 66. 66 plus 84 equals 180. All right, so angle 1 plus. All right, so use your calculator, and that gives you that angle 1 is 90 angle 1 is 30 degrees. Not bad. It's not 76. It's 96. And so you can do that and get that this is 30. Or you could say that 1 and 66 is going to give you 96, which tells you this is 30 as well. So angle 1 is 30. Angle 2 is 41. Angle 3 is 96. There you go. Number 4. This is simple because that corner is 90 and it works for both triangles. So 90 minus 43 is 47. Okay, and then 2 is 180 minus 43, which is going to give you 137. Okay, well, if you treat this angle right here, add those two, 47 and 12 is 59. So 90 minus 59 is 31. So angle 1 is going to be 47 degrees. Angle 2 is 137. And angle 3 is going to be 31 degrees. Okay. If you have any questions about what I'm doing or further questions, and feel free to reach out anytime. I'm happy to answer any questions. All right, so these two lines are parallel because it tells us that. All right, because of that, we know that these two angles are the same because they're alternate interior. So 1 is 73. We know that 49 and 4 are the same, so this is going to be 49. Okay, we know that 180 minus 73 is 107, so that's that. All right, and then we know that the inside of a triangle adds up to 180. So angle 2 plus 73 plus 49 equals 180. So angle 2 would then be 58. Okay, and so angle 1 is 73. Angle 2 is 58. Angle 3 was 107. Angle 4 was 49. Angle 5 is going to be 180 minus 49, which is going to be 131. All right, now on number 6, it doesn't tell you about any of the sides, so I don't know what, if any, angles are equal. But I do know that all three angles together add up to 180. So I'm going to add them all up. 11x minus 21 plus 9x plus 3 plus 5x minus 2 equals 180. Okay, so that means 11 and 9 is 20 plus 5. That's going to be 25x. 21, negative 21 minus 2 is negative 23 plus 3 is going to be 20. So minus 20 equals 180. 25x equals 200. X equals 8. Okay, well, if that equals 8, that means that angle D, angle E angle F. Okay, D, 5 times 8 is 40, minus 2 is going to be 38. 9 times 8 is 72, plus 3 is 75. 11 times 8 is 88. Minus 20 is going to be 68, minus 21 would be 67. And you should be able to add all these up and get 180. But you get 38, 75, and 67 as your angles. Okay? Now, by the exterior angle theorem, I know that these two angles are going to add up to give me this one. So that's how I'm going to set up the algebra problem. So I got 7x minus 32 plus 5x minus 27 equals 9x minus 8. Okay, so that's going to give me 12x. It's going to be minus 59 equals 9x minus 8. 12x minus 3x. 12x minus 9x is 3x. Add to 59. 3x equals 51. So x equals 17. And so I'm going to find angle J, angle K. All right, and then you have the inside angle, that third angle of the triangle, and the exterior angle. The inside angle of the triangle is KLJ, which is this angle right here, KLJ. And then KLM is this angle right here. So this is the last angle I'm going to find, angle KLM. All right, so 17. If you use your calculator, so this is going to give me 58. It's going to give me 87. Those two together give you 145, which is the outside. And that's going to give you 35 for this one right here. So yeah, J is 58, K is 87, KLJ is 35, and KLM is 145. All right. Now, working with isosceles triangles. Isosceles triangles have two congruent sides called legs. The angles where the legs intersect, it's called the vertex. So the two sides that are the same where they intersect, it's called the vertex. And the sides opposite the angles, or the opposite the vertex, is the base. And the two angles on the base are base angles. So the two sides are congruent, which means the two angles that are here are congruent. All right, so I can set these two equal to each other, so that 8x minus 30 equals 5x plus 9. Okay, and so that's going to be 3x minus 30 equals 9. 3x equals 39. X equals 13. All right, so we got x equals 13 there. All right, because my angles are equal on the base, that means these two sides are equal. All right, so once again, I set these equal to each other. 9x minus 73 equals 3x plus 23. And so that's going to give me 6x minus 73 equals 23. 6x equals 96. X equals 16. The last one deals with equilateral triangles. All right, so if all sides are equal, then all angles are equal. And since the inside adds up to 180, if all the angles are equal, 180 divided by 3 is 60. So that means all these angles are 60. All right, which isn't important to find the y, but I can use that to find the x. So 7x minus 3 equals 60. So 7x equals 63. X equals 9. Now, the great thing about all my sides being equal is I can just set two of them equal to each other. It doesn't matter which two. All right, so let's do 14y minus 59 equals 9y plus 1. All right, and again, you could have picked two other you had multiple choices. You didn't have to pick these two. You just need to pick two sides. You don't need the third side. Okay, so that's going to give me 5y minus 59 equals 1. 5y equals 60. Y equals 12. Right? So x equals 9, y equals 12. And that is triangles. All right, I'll see you in the next lesson.